Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you've already watched episode 1 so you can understand why you should follow this advice after reading about and applying business ideas from a rags to riches tycoon. Starting a business is easy, especially if you have capital, but making it profitable and sustainable is truly challenging. According to 2024 data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20.4% of businesses fail in their first year after opening, 49.4% fail in their first 5 years, and 65.3% fail in their first 10 years. Warren Buffett, the world's best investor and one of the top 10 richest men, shared wisdom on business startups. Monetize on the unique skills of your team, but great founders and startups work hard to make themselves replaceable. A startup's journey has many failures. Enjoying the process ensures longevity. This critical wisdom for founders acknowledges failures, but also reminds you to work hard consistently. Now, let me discuss 5 major businesses with high growth potential. First, invention. Any individual can be an inventor. If you develop a product that is unique and will be used by the majority of people worldwide, it can be a very profitable business. Assume your country has a population of 100 million and you sell your product to just 1 million people. If your profit per product is $1, you would have $1 million in profit. Imagine if your product is then used by other nationalities worldwide and it's a product or service used monthly, you could have a monthly profit of $1 million. Sometimes you don't have to invent new things, you can innovate existing products. The best example of this is the Apple iPhone. Apple became the first trillion-dollar company in the world. To protect your invention, it's best to register it with your government's patent office to safeguard your product. Domestic patents can start at $50 and go up depending on the size and coverage of the business. You don't have to be the inventor yourself. If you have a great idea, you can hire someone to create the product for you. Financing someone while working is one way to add a new source of income rather than just saving all your money in a bank, which only earns a yearly interest of less than 3%. Let your money work for you. Let's see who can invent another great product, perhaps an appliance that produces electricity, so we don't need to be connected to the grid. Second, biotechnology. What is biotechnology? Biotechnology is the use of biology to develop new products, methods, and organisms intended to improve human health and society. Often referred to as biotech, it has existed since the beginning of civilization with the domestication of plants, animals, and the discovery of fermentation. It's similar to invention in terms of developing a product, but it's typically for specialists or scientists. Once they create a viable product for use or consumption by the majority, the profit potential is also huge. Biotechnology is behind many of the products and innovations we use daily, often without realizing it. Here are some examples: insulin production for diabetes, genetically modified crops, vaccines to prevent diseases, DNA testing for medical and criminal investigations, artificial meat production, monoclonal antibodies for cancer treatment, cloning for medicine and agriculture, enzyme-based laundry detergents, stem cell therapy for regenerative medicine, and gene therapy to treat genetic disorders. Biotechnology is a specialized field, so if you're considering this business, perhaps encourage your children or relatives to pursue a relevant course. You can also finance product development, but this is a long-term endeavor, so make sure you have substantial capital to sustain it. Third, property development. Profitable business, but typically requires very large capital, though you can also start small. Most tycoons in the Philippines and other countries became billionaires through property development. Um, Just one 10-floor building with 200 rooms, if constructed, could be worth $7 million. If each unit is sold with about a 30% markup, the profit is approximately $2.1 million. Some tycoons even own banks, so buyers can loan from their bank to purchase units, generating additional income from interest. A typical 30-floor condominium with at least 600 units priced at $65,000 each could yield a total profit of $11 million at a 30% margin. For a small developer, like one house per project, the average profit is 30%. For a 100 square meter house and lot at $100,000, the profit is about $30,000. You need to manage the project efficiently, as labor cost is a major factor that can reduce your profit. If you use the latest material technology, such as ready-made prefab walls and flooring, construction time will be reduced. Look into thermoblocks and Pars Builder materials. For roof and frame materials, you can buy directly from the factory to save more. Another technique to control labor costs is to subcontract a team of known skilled workers to build the project within 4 to 6 months. You don't need to be a civil engineer to undertake a project. You can hire a licensed engineer to create the building plan, and then you can manage it efficiently. Fourth, internet-based business. This type of business, whether it's a product or service, can grow from a low capital startup to a very large enterprise, even for a small fund businessman. The worldwide reach of the internet to customers is the main reason these businesses become so big. Most big tech companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon had humble beginnings. In fact, Amazon started by selling only books, while Steve Jobs of Apple started his first Mac PC in his garage. These companies are now mostly among the top 10 companies in the world. Um, Mobile app development, online selling, and vlogging are businesses that require small capital but can be very big in the future. Examples of mobile apps that became huge worldwide include Grab, TikTok, and WhatsApp. Popular online selling sites are eBay, Amazon, Lazada, and Shopee. Very successful vloggers who started small include Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, Dude Perfect, and Casey Neistat. We developed the Adselle mobile app for the main reason of reaching worldwide customers. Fifth, manufacturing. This last business idea, manufacturing, is applicable to all and can even start with small capital. Manufacturing is the creation of finished goods through the use of tools, human labor, machinery, and chemical processing. Manufacturing allows businesses to sell finished products at a higher cost than the value of the raw materials used. Large-scale manufacturing enables goods to be mass-produced using assembly line processes and advanced technologies as core assets. Efficient manufacturing techniques enable manufacturers to take advantage of economies of scale, producing more units at a lower cost. All products in supermarkets are created in large manufacturing environments that require substantial capital. For a small manufacturing business that needs less than $1,000 in capital, consider food preparation like fries, cakes, siomai, banana Q, and other food dishes. Start selling online instead of getting mall or store space, as office rent is expensive. Once your product brand is popular and your profit is more than 10 times the mall or store rental, you'll be ready for a physical store to gain more popularity. Franchising a popular brand and selling via a small kiosk is another choice to start a business. The fee is about $10,000. This is the type of business where you can have an income stream even while working, applying the quote, "Let the money work for you." Franchising is also the fastest way to learn how to manage a business, as they provide initial training on running the operation. Choosing your best product or service as your startup must be done with careful selection and time allocation. Shortlist 10 best ideas and conduct a pros and cons analysis until you select the product or service you are most knowledgeable about, and that has the fewest cons. Try to give yourself a minimum of 30 days for this crucial thinking process. Here's one of John Gokongwei Jr. famous quotes on business. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the small successes achieved day by day that build a company. So don't be impatient or focused on immediate financial rewards. I chose to live my life unafraid, even during times when I was afraid. Another famous quote. Choose to be an entrepreneur because then you create value. Choose to be an entrepreneur because the products, services, and jobs you create then become the lifeblood of our nation. But most of all, choose to be an entrepreneur because then you desire a life of adventure, endless challenge, and the opportunity to be your best self. So there you have it. 5 high growth potential business ideas that can help you embark on your entrepreneurial journey, regardless of your starting capital. Remember the wisdom of John Gokongwei Jr. Success is built day by day. Take these insights, apply them with courage and determination, and start creating value. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more valuable content, and share your own business ideas in the comments below. Until next time, keep innovating and let your money work for you.